disconnected again, even though we're live now. My internet cable accidentally flew out, so I apologize, people. We did get to see a pistol round. I didn't see the actual pistol round, but Insanity saw it. So maybe you can just a quick brief on what happened on the pistol round.
Quick brief. They went outside. They tried to wrap in main, and they got absolutely slaughtered by the CT side.
Yeah, and that is perhaps something we are going to be expecting as well, seeing ISO Esports, obviously. As an organization, they are going to be having those practice times, making sure that they're going to be able to do the best out of the best. We're going to be seeing this weapon round. If there is ISO winning this one, I'm going to just quick restart my game because we're missing a couple of weapons here. we just see a crosshair. They're shooting air.
It's always nice. Get the first frag here, even a second frag for SYKKI. Aggressive through mini here. Gets taken down. That's a 4-player disadvantage, or a 3-player disadvantage. Now a 2-player disadvantage for ISO Esport. Does have that AK on yard. It's going to be up to Contest here to do damage or even grab the round. SYKKI going down, taking the B-bomb site, making sure to get that bomb as well. Contest coming down vent. Going to be looking for those early engagements here, trying to separate those 1v1s as we've been speaking about before. Going to be flashing through. Is he going to be able to find anything here? Finds the first frag onto Smooth. It's up to Piri and XTE here to clear this round out. It's a 2v1. This should be a fairly simple affair for SYKKI. However, Contest looking for the frag, not really getting anything. Smoking it. Sticks the bomb. Gets taken down. And that is the first round on the board for SYKKI.
Yep, and that also stops me from restarting the game because, restarting CS, because we're gonna be having another weapon rank coming up immediately. Contest is gonna be the main opera here for ISO Esports. Obviously, very talented player that I've seen many times in King of Nordic qualifiers, but not only in qualifiers, but also in the King of Nordic the Friday finals. So a very talented player. Is gonna be for sure that one player I'm gonna recommend to keep an extra eye on throughout this game. But as you mentioned, 2-1, SYKKIVATTIIKERI being able to find their first round on the board. But that also came down to more, perhaps not SYKKIVATTIIKERI playing well. It's mostly like ISO decided to go aggressive in a very weird round.
I definitely agree. I think it was due to their commitment to have some lower tier guns as well. They thought they would go for a set play, and I've always recommended this. If you have a lower expectations when it comes to guns, then a set play might be the way to go. Apex here picking up that first kill onto Piri. That's also already quite a disadvantage for SYKKIVATTIIKERI here. Only have that Mac 10, who's going to be using some utility in towards A. Looks like it's got to be an A push here. Cucumber, what can you get? Gets the first frag. Utility being thrown out. Cucumber gets a second, even closest to door.
Well, for me, the door is open. There is no door. So I was like, why didn't you just kill him? Like, are you dumb?
Hacks!
Exactly. Let's do this. You guys can see the contest play, but the beautiful thing about this is Insanity is still in the game, and he's still going to be able to radio cast it.
Yes,
at least we get some interesting facts. Yeah.
Give it a good radio cast here. We do have only Deagle buy from SYKKI, so definitely a tricky round for them. Looks like they're going to be going quite aggressive, looking for those frags in the lobby area. Contis takes down one of the SYKKIVATT players. That's a 4-player terror side at the moment. Just looking around with the Deagles, trying to find single peaks. Not really finding anything for the moment. At this point, it's just a lobby control area. Smooth does try to go aggro and ramp, goes down for his effort. That's a 3-player. Even CT's going aggressive into mini, finds Be Nice and 2-player terrorist. XT goes down as well. All up to Piri at this point with his Deagle. Can he find some damage? That is the question. ISO do need to clean this up, and they do. Cucumber finds the frag, and that is the round. It goes in the way of ISO. No damage done by the side of SYKKIVATT, so this is going to be quite the interesting buy round.
Yep, we are back, and that is what... Apparently, it's freaking something... Do you see this stream?
I have it open, yes.
Yeah. Do you see that I have some sort of a freaking banner in the middle of the screen right now? ISO Esports win the round. Hidden Fan, Apo killed 2 separate bomb carriers in the last round. Interesting facts.
Hopefully it fixes itself once the round restarts at this point. That being said, ramp aggression here. Apex takes down Smooth. CTs with an early advantage into this round, but ramp control has been established by SYKKI. Now the question becomes, do they go down or do they try to expand their area of effect out towards Yard? And it looks like that's going to be the option here. XTE goes aggressive, finds Apex. That's a good trade frag. Granted, a bit late of a trade, still a trade. Otto, good position down on B here. It's just slowing down. I don't think either side quite yet know where they actually want to end up.
No, and the thing is, you can see XT as well. He's just waiting to try to figure out if there is any CT towards Hell or Heaven for that matter. Cucumber's got to be going in for the rotation here through Vents, but again, it looks like SYKKIVATTIIKERI might be going for an A sort of split here, since they still left XT only down on 4 HP towards Hell, and now he's just waiting. I'm not sure if they're going to be... Yeah, that's going to be a great frag coming in from Contest, obviously finding out that XT was there. Otto still, as you mentioned, in a really good position towards the B side, and the Terrorist has actually decided to go out towards Yard at this point, and Contest is going to be ready for it, actually only being able to get one, and here's Karai, but then Sakura also gets Cucumber, but here's Apo on the site, and he is also a very talented player. But this guy might be able to pick this frag off. On the other hand, Otto is in an awkward position, obviously down towards B, but now it's been rotating up, and it's going to be challenged. It's also going to be able to find a frag 5-1. And this is not something SYKKIVATTIIKERI would like to have. I mean, obviously, being on a T side, you want to pick up a couple of rounds. This reminds me of, you know, the old nuke.
Definitely. The old nuke, infamous for the fact that it would be like a 13-2 half to the CTs. I mean, I love the old nuke, but probably not one of the best balanced map in the world. I'll grant it that. I definitely think SYKKI could have expanded on that. Even gets the first frag early on in this round. Lower by this one, only Deagle, a couple of Kevlars out and about. Going to be looking. And Tomska actually finds another frag outside. 5v3. The Deagles, they can really be deadly. Now they're in a good position to just trade out in an eventual push. Going to be exciting to see what SYKKIVAT actually ends up doing here.
Indeed. Apex, on the other hand, is going to be able to find another kill. Otto gets into a good position. They're going to be running straight into this crosshair, but it doesn't really matter. XT finds the trade immediately, and Apex is now going to be looking to get the trades in, and it does manage to find one. But the interesting part here is that both of the T's are very separated. One is actually going to be coming up from behind, so the question is if that's going to be working out for them. Oh, my beautiful girlfriend, I love you. She came with tea.
Oh, that's nice.
Or warm chocolate, something like that. So, Apo does, however, get the frag 6-1, and ISO is once again dominating. I think... If you look at the both teams here in Insanity, obviously one is a mixed team, the other one is an organization. You kind of have to expect that ISO is going to be coming out on top, and especially if they're starting on the CT side, that should be putting a lot of pressure on towards SYKKIVATTIIKERI.
I definitely agree, and a team obviously have a lot of advantage when it comes to the whole rotation part of nuke. Important to note the amount of damage that was done in the previous round, however. And even getting 2 early frags in this round, already looking really strong here. SYKKIVAT does get traded down by Contest with the ult. But still, 4v3, this is the round they need to do it. And even a team could start getting flustered if the opponents start picking up rounds. And if that is the case, that's going to be an exciting take on this match. It's a 4v3 at the moment. It looks like it's going to be an aggression towards A. Apex already aggressive in mini. Gets a frag down on the Terrorist. That's a 3 versus 3 situation. Looks like it's slowing down, taking the ramp. This might be a lower push.
And the question is, do we have somebody ready for that position? Contest is still standing on A. We have Otto just expecting somebody to push Hal. And now they're just waiting. I think what's going to happen here is that obviously the push towards B is going to be happening, but if they find out now that there's nobody towards Hell, nobody to challenge, they might even decide to go back and try to go for some sort of an A split. Again, it's a very dangerous move because Otto has been planning it out and he does find it first. Now the second one is the bomb carrier, so if he finds that frag as well, that's going to be devastating for SYKKIVATTIIKERI, who once again, in just 30 seconds left of the round, has not even been able to go into her sight yet, and Contest is going to be stopping it from this as well.
Actually goes for an overpeak there. Contest goes down to Piri. That should be the bomb planted. It is a 1v2, but he does have the bomb to work with now. Can he find himself some safety for the duels? It appears that he's just going to stick it here. Finds Otto. That's the one we want. Loses it. Apex takes the round for ISO. These are one of those rounds where you can't really go down that easy as SYKKIVATT. And it seems like they were struggling a bit in so as committing. They swing, auto gets one, but there's no retrade coming in, which is a bit of an unfortunate turn of events. But anyway, ISO picking up the 7th round on the board. Very strong start by ISO.
Yeah, I mean, you're also like so on point. We were actually talking about this during the Sunday's broadcast when we saw MXD just going aggressive. Like they were going aggressive but all together, so they could always find a trade frags. I think in that sort of situation, when you're 4 versus 3 in SYKKIVATTIIKERI, you need to try to just take this chance, you know, go down towards B, but go all 4. Make sure you can go for the trades. I think that's actually what's losing them this game right now, that they're not going to be able to find any trades whatsoever.
I agree. It seems like a lack of, not necessarily team play, but just a lack of agreement in between players. And even ISO getting confident, they're going aggressive on the round, picking up that first initial frag of the round. And that's a 5v4. That's not a good position for SYKKIVATT. At this point, they might just want to group up. But we do see Apau got the bomb, even gets the info. He's probably not going to find much here. No, it does take some damage for his effort. They do have info on the bomb on lobby, though. That is a huge thing this late into the round. But the main aggressive by Smooth gets dealt with. And at that point, SYKKIVATT all grouped up with nowhere to go.
Kant is still holding down ramp here. It's got to be taken down immediately. Great shot there from Tomska. You can see Benisakura. Oh, shooting his teammate. Ah, God. That's obviously just a mistake. Not something that he was intending to do, but he didn't even see a CT. So, you know, very, very weird shot to decide to pull off there. But anyway, it is the Brazil scoring line right now, and Apex is going to be able to get the frag. Tomska finds the trade, but Cucumber's still in a good position to be able to do the exact same thing, and he does find it, and they're preventing this bomb plant, and now it's all down to Benisakura, and it's going to be able to find one. No scopes to second. 13 seconds to work with to be able to find the last one. Otto is still going to be going around. I'm not sure why he's not hiding. He's going in for the frags, actually finds him as well. So, SYKKIVATTIIKERI, obviously, weird plays. I gotta be honest, weird plays, but however, they do get a lot of kills done, and they do destroy the economy more and more for ISO Esports. So you can see now they're actually all after a full buy below $1,000.
Oh, I agree, and this is very, for those who watched the stream yesterday, is if you see that's the 4 rounds with one person alive on the CT side, it is the case of it's so very close, but they do need to get it over the finish line, which they yet haven't done. And yeah, SYKKIVATT, I mean, it's so close, and I think going down towards B, if they did that the previous round in the 3v3, that would have been a very good situation for them to be in. But generally speaking, SYKKIVATT playing this very similar from round to round. They're doing the same pushes, they're doing the same information play and defaults. Even loses 2 for their effort early on. I think ISO, as a arguably more veteran team, they can read this. Piri, however, do get one on ramp, but get straight out by Cucumber. Now, Beniza, all alone, does get one, gets tagged down by by a leg shot here, already low, has the bomb, going for A, not going to get anything. Apex takes that round, and ISO, that's 9 on the board. That's really quick. SYKKIVATT, they do need to make sure now is the time to act, but they don't have the money to do so.
Yeah, but also that another thing is that, you know, the pause, obviously, you can start to see some sort of a pattern from ISO, how they're playing. They are playing, first of all, very confident. So they have no problems going in for these weird pushes. That means for the terrorists, they really need to shake every single angle. For example, this is a beautiful example. Contis decides to go aggressive in that round just because he has the confidence to do so. Now they're actually going to be able to find a couple of trades as well, which goes in favor for SYKKIVATTIIKERI. But at the same time, Apo is around the corner. Are they going to be expecting this? This is exactly what they need to expect, because the confident plays coming in from ISO is going to be very interesting. Oh, here we go. Tomska lagging incredibly much. I'm not sure if that was just me or if that was actually him, but Apex down to him now. Finds the first. It's going to be throwing down a flash to try to let themselves go out, but they're actually going to be rotating up towards A. It's going to be a bomb plant towards A and Zempty.
It's going to be a rough one for Apex. It's a really, really rough retake. It's a 2v1. He does have info on the fact that they're A, but other than that, they can be close, they can be far. He doesn't know. He has a kit, smoke and flash will work with here. Mac 10 holding that vent, and that's a really rough peak for Apex. SYKKIVATT, definitely a round they need to win, and a round they should win here. And XD actually gets traded down, but Beniza manages to find the frag onto Apex, and that's the second on the ball for SYKKIVATT. Absolutely fantastic. Money on the ISO side of things is in shambles. Is this the moment where SYKKIVATT can actually start finding their own foothold in this match and start clawing back this scoreline to a more cohesive half? I think that is the question in everyone's mind.
Yeah, but it's also coming down to how they're going to be playing. They have to play a little bit more confident. They have to have that feeling of, you know what, we can actually pick up a couple of rounds against these guys. Apex, look at this. It's going to be going aggressive. Smooth does manage to read the situation, finds the frag. Actually, still going to be staying alone inside the lobby. They're a little bit afraid. Oh, Benny Sakuda once again shooting his teammate. Casual pug style. You know, you're in the way, I'll shoot you. Would that be in real life? I don't think so. Would think that that would be, you know, being a murderer, you'll end up in prison. But in Counter-Strike, it's okay. You can shoot somebody in the head and they don't die.
It's nice. I don't think that works in IRL.
You want to try?
No, I think I'd rather not.
Okay. I mean, you decide. It's your life.
Indeed, it is. Convincing now from SYKKIVATT. That's a fairly clean round. They do lose 1 AK, but at this point, losing 1 AK is not that much an effort here. Might even find an A-pop here, and they do. That means that ISO does not. They're not able to hold on to that AK. SYKKIVATT, good round. We're gonna see another, probably an eco from CT at this point. So yeah, I mean, closing in that scoreline and half definitely not looking as terrifying as it was just a few moments ago.
I agree. One Knall's coming in to the chat there as well. We're playing on Vertigo. It will be fun, they said. Shit map, and I want to headbutt the map. Basically what he says. So yeah, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Lil Mix did lose yesterday against No Mix in the final.
Oh, they did. All right.
Yeah, they did. They were looking very confident and looking very convincing in the first half, but eventually No Mix swapped over to the terrorist side, and yeah, One Knall's yeah, Lil Mix did not manage to hold it down, so it's actually No Mix representing, and One Knall's still furious about not being able to represent Sweden. And I understand it, but don't pick Vertigo if you suck at it. Like, it's such an easy way to counter it.
And I think Vertigo is a bit of a trap map nowadays, because the fact that back in the day it was an off pick for basically every team, but now it's one of those maps that people pick just as a random pick, and then you end up meeting people that actually play the map actively, which is yeah, unfortunate.
Yep. We do have a pause coming in. Or no? What's going on?
No, there was a pause. There was a pause.
Okay, good. It was counting down. I was like, what the freak is happening?
That's even a second pause here for ISO. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just telling you guys that you can win a Master Liquid ML 240L V2 RGB by typing his Smart contest. Follow the link to our Facebook page and then fill in the blank contest. You can win the Master Liquid ML 240L V2 RGB by completing this poem. Air is silver, water is gold, but cooling with blank might be a bit too bold. If you do that, you might be able to get the opportunity to get this beautiful cooling system, water cooling system from Cool Master. On Monday, says One Knalls, I'm gonna Vertigo or Dust 2. Of course, it's Vertigo we take. Never pracked any of them. Well, I think that's something me and Insanity can definitely agree on. I mean, don't pick maps you haven't pracked. Those usually the ones that you insta-ban.
Yeah, I agree, but if they haven't pracked on either Vertigo or D2, I'm surprised by the pick of Vertigo. I would pick D2 in that case, because it's an aim map.
True.
You can just trade yourself out. So, but hey, I mean, pick what you feel comfortable with for all intents and purposes. I mean, at that point, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get mad, One Knalls, after the game, you know. You can't get mad. You guys pick Vertigo. Stupid. Actually, I'm a Vertigo main on Pugs. Well, not in a team. Shots fired, sorry. But it's true, or it seems true. Ooh, Contest, beautiful op shot there. XT is going to be taking down. Now, we have been seeing SYKKIVATTIIKERI actually playing with a little bit of confidence now for the past 3 rounds. But other than that, this is where they are once again facing up against weapons. ISO has Contest on the AWP already been able to find 1 frag early into this game, or early into this round. So, again, SYKKIVATTIIKERI needs to play with confidence, and right now they're stuck inside lobby. And I think whenever they get stuck, they really get stuck. Like, they have a very, very tough time to try to get out of there, trying to figure out where to go. At the same time, nobody's holding from behind, so ISO could actually been having a lurker pushing the yard. I'm not sure where Apo is playing. Oh, he's down underground. Okay. So yeah, A push is happening. Insanity. Let's see this. First of all, Smooth is going to be able to get the first kill. But again, no push inside towards A.
Oh, it looks like they're going to go ramp, and Otto absolutely going insane here. Gets 3 frags, and as you mentioned, SYKKIVAT becoming stuck, and I feel like that's been like the #1 cause for them losing rounds this entire game. And it's yeah, I think you see the same here. They get stuck, they don't know what to do, they get flustered, and they start losing the round. So it's a 1v3 here. Beniza, can you find even a frag at this point? That is the question. Definitely won't be able to go for a bomb plant. Auto swinging wide, gets a frag as well. ISO took that tactical break. They took actually three breaks, so roughly like 90 seconds. So definitely had a plan going into this round, and I think that shows. Getting that 10th round on the board. SYKKIVAT definitely need that 5th round to make this half competitive. But I mean, scoreline is looking a lot better than the 7-1 or what it was previously. So 10-4, definitely something to work with.
There is some trash talking going on in the Twitch chat. Besover is one of the players that won yesterday from Nomix. They faced off in the finals. So it was a pug match yesterday, right? Haha. Oh, right. You're pracking it. And Knoss is so pissed about it. He's like, BRB, 3 fakes before go. BRB, have a lurk in mid and B. BRB, holding shift. Like, he's so pissed. Oh, I love Counter-Strike. Alright, look at this beautiful play. Once again, coming in from ISO. 3 versus 2. SYKKIVATTIIKERI needs to be able to find an entry here coming towards ramp, and they're actually going to be able to find it. Paris Kai reminds me of Cobra Kai. Hope you get the reference.
If that was to me, then no, I don't get the reference.
You don't know Cobra Kai?
No.
Karate Kid?
No.
What? Dude, I'm not sure I want to cast with you anymore. Alright, there is the last kill. 11 rounds on the board. ISO is going to be able to have a comfortable lead going over to the T side. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Schedule, what's the time zone? A, exclamation mark contest. Yeah, that's how you can win stuff. But exclamation mark bracket, and you can see how it goes. But what I was supposed to say, you haven't seen the what is it? 1980s Karate Kid?
I don't watch a lot of normal movies. I watch like cult classics from the 1970s, you know. But yeah.
Then you should definitely see Karate Kid. That is a classic. That is a classic. And then they actually created a Netflix series about that. The actually same actors from the 1970s or 80s. Actually, the exact same kid actors that has grown up now. So you have to see it. Anyway, piss around. Otto finds Paris Kai. Apo finds at least 1 as well. Contest finds 1. You know, this piss around looks very dominating again.
It's not only dominating, it's so convincing in the fact that they just split everywhere, go for the aim duels, win the aim duels, and I mean, honestly, not that much you can do about that, and it just comes down to the aim eventually. I mentioned aim, and what we're watching here isn't great, but SYKKIVAT with only 1 player left. He even goes in for the knives and get the knife. That's extra cash.
Otto needs a shout out. You get the reference, but the Twitch viewers don't. I actually did say in the match lobby on Face It, whoever gets a knife kill in this game is going to be getting a shout out. Oh no, I'm gonna be making sure to get his Twitter or something, and I'm gonna shout him out. Just you guys can go and follow him. Goes for the knife kill. I like this.
Looks like it's gonna be a quick ramp take here from the terrorist side. Just want it over and done with, it would appear. I mean, this is a very dominant match so far, and I think if this match were to become competitive, it would have had to been in the previous pistol round, and it didn't appear so. Granted, it's CS, games can always flip, but 12-4, currently ISO looking very dominant. Otto even gets the frag through the smoke here. That's a 3v5, 2v4, I mean. And even, we get to see the MP5. I'm not sure if that was a terrorist investment or if that was a CT investment, but a gun, I at least don't see that much in a competitive game.
Nope. I definitely agree. It's not often, but here we go with Cucumber. Oh, but this guy does actually get the frag there. But yeah, this is not something he's going to be going for. Obviously, try to go for the exit frag here. That is something that we could expect, but is he going to be able to find it? I'm not certain. Oh, he stays down there. He doesn't want to go per sky. He knows that he's up there. Actually, one Knoss is so pissed, he actually made sure to time himself for 606 seconds in the Twitch. Episoder's like, bro, what are you typing? I need to unban him. Hold on.
That's unfortunate. Into the round though, we do see the Yarkin drone coming out. Smokes trying to cross. Cucumber actually taking quite a bit of damage here. Looks like they don't actually want to go down immediately. Looks like this might be a control towards main. Looks like an A split coming in. Fury going down. That's a 5v4 here. A lot of AKs out and about. Benisa struggling in the ladder as well. XT does find 2. That's a strong push with the MP9 as well. Looking for the third, does not find it. And Benisa does go down. That's 14-4. 14 on the board for ISO. This is insane.
Yeah, it's very one-sided, unfortunately. And I'm not sure if SYKKIVATTIIKERI is going to be able to do anything about the situation, honestly. It's, I usually don't say this as a caster because, you know, obviously SYKKIVATTIIKERI is trying to do our best, but at this time you can definitely tell that it's ISO dominating this game, and it's actually more interesting in Twitch chat than it is on game.
I see this. This is some high-level banter going on.
Yeah, dude. Can you guys try something, Bisover and One Knoss? Can you say one positive thing about each other? One. Just one.
This is some top-level peace negotiation.
we won over Reiter. Reiter Company, yeah. No? I'll give you a challenge. One nice thing. Listen, even what was her name who was trying to become president?
Wait, what?
The Hillary Clinton. There we go.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Yeah. So Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump got the same question during a presidential debate.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and they actually said something nice. I think you guys could do it as well. He can lurk well. I never lurked. Oh, guys. Oh, dude, this is insane.
Oh, I need to say something nice. I'm gonna just make up a lie.
Like, he never lurked, but he lurked well. It's like, fuck. Good, dude. I'm pissed because I lost. Yeah, no shit, dude. You kidding me? No, I can definitely not tell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, welcome to again, we're on the Finnish qualifiers, but it's Swedes in the chat. They're so pissed from yesterday that they have to go into the next qualifier just to talk shit off it. Oh, you guys. Oh, the funny thing is that they're like equal in age as well. That's the funny thing. It makes sense why they do it. I'm crying. You know what? We're gonna be taking a break. I need to just collect my thoughts. Whatever I need. All right. taking a break. We'll be right back.
Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners. Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se. Finland, CSGOFinland.fi. Denmark, Esports.dk. And Norway, Gamer.no.
Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners. Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se. Finland, CSGOFinland.fi. Denmark, Esports.dk. And Norway, Gamer.no. This match is brought to you by Cooler Master.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We decided to continue with Billy and ISO, or continue with ISO Esports. So we're actually going to be going ahead and do that right now as well. I'm just kind of swapping out this text that I have. But in the meanwhile, I mean, okay, obviously it was a very, very one-sided game in the previous match we saw. Insanity, but this time we might be able to see a little bit difference because Billy, you haven't perhaps seen these guys, or maybe you've seen it like one time or something when you've been in the Finnish qualifiers watching, but these guys had actually been in the finals for the past almost 4 times in the qualifiers.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them names while I've been watching, but no more info than that. But definitely, these two teams are a lot closer in skill, I do believe. But it's difficult to predict. I mean, a lot of games just tend to go off on momentum, and even if they maybe even in skill, they still just snowball insanely. So it's going to be exciting to watch here. We do have the knife round we discussed in the previous game as well, whereas most people, I think, would agree that starting CT shows an advantage, whereas some people do like to go for the terror side just to set the momentum and the pace of the game. A lot of knife kills going out and about. Looks like Billy might be taking this. It appears they will. I would not be surprised if we just see a quick little stay come out here with Billy starting CT. But yeah, it's new yet again, and it's a fun map that I think lately has become a lot more meta than it used to be, and especially the old version, as we mentioned, used to be insanely imbalanced, whereas this one actually is playable. So that is something. Do you have the stay coming out? Billy versus ISO. Billy starting on the CT side, ISO on the terror side. We do see a couple of utility being picked up by ISO. It looks like they might have a plan going into this round.
Aim Pine, I fucked up in the final before. You remember King of Nordic? I mean, I see so much Counter-Strike. I'm not gonna lie here, but I might not remember the exact same, you know. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's see here. We do have ISO. They did have, however, a really good T side as well. We didn't see a lot of those rounds, but we saw that they were very, very confident once again the way that they played it. But again, they're going to be facing off against a really good team here as well, a mix called Billy. And now it's a 3v3. Apo is going to be challenged here with a P2000 or P250, and it's going to be taken down from a USP, and Aimpoint finds a second there as well. It's all down to Apex, and he's down on 12 HP. This should be a round for Billy. Not going to be any problems. Billy picking up the pistol round.
Good round for Billy. They're actually just continuously retreating, and ISO just continue pushing into them, and eventually just run out of people to trade, with Billy even getting that crossfire setup all the way from secret stairs all the way up to heaven. And yeah, I think we praised ISO for playing like a team, and they definitely did that during that round as well. I do just think they overcommitted slightly, but it's a pretty decent pistol round. It looks like a lot of deagles, Kevlar terrorists definitely investing into this round, and it looks like they might be hitting down. 5 deagles. This could get real dangerous real quick.
Yeah, indeed, Night Attack in a good position right now. It's going to be looking like they're going to be pushing in aggressively. Heroes in the attack. They're ready for it. And they're also going to be able to find 4 members. Cucumber's going to be able to find 1, but it doesn't really matter. It is going to be a second round on the board here for Billy.
Indeed it does, and that smoke definitely stops the push. I think at that point you just kind of gotta run through that smoke, take that beating, but definitely waiting at that point you just get closed in, and we see that happening. Another round of just deagles, no Kevlar this time. Probably just gonna be seeing a slow round from ISO here, just trying to get them frags to keep the economy modest. We even see an XM onto the side of Billy here. And that's on ramp. If this ends up leading down to a ramp push, we might see some money being transferred into the account of Billy. Aimpoint taking a wonderful peek onto Contis. Get that kill. Early advantage in Billy this round. Definitely have the guns, and this should be a round for Billy. Gets the second frag as well. Apow goes down in the lobby. Do have aggression in the mini. Apex even finding... oh, I do not know how to pronounce that name.
wait, who know?
Is it just Huno?
I would call him Huno. Huno Pillai.
Yeah, we'll go with Huno. Let's take down Huno.
Yeah, dude. Meggy D. Meggy. Migi. Yeah, dude. Finnish people. I don't know. But I think the reason to why they don't want or can't have the real nicknames or like easy nicknames is because it's on Face It, right? And I mean, it's so hard to actually get a name that somebody else doesn't already have.
Yeah, I think that may be definitely a reason for that.
So now I know when you're playing Face It next time, you're gonna be called Hono Neilai because it's fun. I don't know. I'm so weird right now. I'm sorry about that insanity. 3-0. Billy is, however, going to be taking the lead here. Obviously, I mean, this is something we could be expecting as well. Now we have two really good teams that knows how to play this map. And since these guys know how to play the map, I think it is going to be a lot CT-sided for sure. Because I don't think, even though they switched the map out and did some changes to it, I still see it as a CT-sided map. And the only thing is how ISO is going to be able to react to this situation and actually show that, you know what, we've been practicing this. We know what's going to happen. But here we go with that attack. Finding it first. It's going to be looking for a second as well. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage, but it's going to take it down from Contis with no scope again there. And now they're just waiting. And here comes the terrorist. Yes, indeed, Contis is going to be taken down. It's going to be a Molotov as well. But Heroes does find a frag and aim point. It's there to help him out. And all of a sudden, 4-0. A beautiful defense coming up from Billy. But not only that, insanity, they're surviving with 3 members. You can see aim pine up at 9.5. You see Migi or Mige on 7k as well. I mean, the economy is definitely starting to work in favor here for Billy. Meanwhile, ISO again goes for upgraded pistols.
Oh, I agree, and it's important. You mentioned 3 people survived. Yes, and the 2 people that died had shotguns. So I mean, it wasn't necessarily a big loss economy-wise. They do lose the Kevlar, of course. Aimpine getting that initial frag through the smoke. Cucumber actually training out nicely out yard here. Smokes off main. Otto. Oh, the round opens up for ISO. However, Uno gets Apex for the trade. Bit of a weird molly there on the ramp. Just trading outside. Terrorists just trying to find what they can. Found something so far. Otto finds another one. That's a 2v2. Picks up an M4. Even Cucumber gets you get as well. And finds Huno. That is a surprising round as we see the Deagles do make work. Picks up that round. ISO gets on the board. And you were mentioning the great economy of the CTs, but yeah, it's looking a bit like Aimpine has money, but other than that, it is low.
Yeah, Aimpine being Donald Trump in this situation. The rest of them is just workers at the White House. And at this point, it is going to be a full buy. However, Aimpine going for that AWP, making sure to have as much damage and, you know, making fun of the Trump joke there, having the most power, perhaps. But let's see. He does have, however, a good position. He's going to be able to find Contis immediately, just jumping like a frog on top of a red container. Now they're still going to be looking to try to go down secret, but no smokes. And there we go. Yep, indeed. Miggy is going to be able to find Apex going quite aggressive there. Once again, though, we do see ISO very spread out. One good thing, one positive thing is that, sure, Otto is going to be going down, but the bomb is at least with somebody. So they are going to be able to go for the trade just in case he's going to be going down. They're still going to be able to pick up the bomb. But again, a 2 versus 5 is going to be tough. Billy, we've seen what they can do. I think it's nearly going to be impossible here for ISO to even get a bomb plant, to be fair.
Definitely looking rough here. They're going to try and get that lower bomb plant, but I mean, CT's in position to retake, not necessarily in position to deny. We have Miggy, but that's only an MP9, not going to be able to deny the plant, I don't think. And plant goes down behind Silo. At least it's the money in bank for ISO. And the round isn't over. Cucumber, what can you do? Gets none for his trouble and gets taken down. And that leaves it all to Apow, and that is not a position I would like to be in. Does get 1. Great damage thus far. Gets taken down, and that is another round in the bank for Billy. Bit weird from ISO this round. I think they should be definitely working a bit more on the whole trading game and not spreading out too much. That might work with Deagles, but if you're AKs, you definitely want to make sure you get those trades in, play the map, and then choose a site. So far, though, Billy looking really convincing with their defenses.
Yeah, indeed, but a smart play also from ISO, obviously. Again, last round was mostly weapons coming in from the opponent, so they could save a couple of extra bucks, and now it's actually going to be going in favor for them, as they're going to be able to pick up full AKs. They don't have a lot of utilities, not a lot of smokes perhaps to go for the executes with, but they also have Cucumber on the AWP. Now, if they were to be able to find Aimpine early, which they're not going to be doing, Aimpine actually going to be able to find the first frag. That is again going to be going in favor for Billy, and I think it's so important to get Aimpine down, and then all of a sudden also trying to figure out a way to get in, because that is something ISO had not been able to figure out yet. They can go down towards B, but then all of a sudden they lose a retake.
Looks like a more slow round coming in from ISO at this point. I definitely think dealing with Aimpine is a must. Whether you do that with smokes or actually taking him down, I think is up to the teams fighting him. But I would like to see some more A splits through the yard, for example. I think that could be very potent against this current defense. But ramp control has been established by ISO. Billy looks like they're happy to relieve that control as they are a player up. And Terrorist grouping up in lobby. It looks like this is going to be an A hit.
Yeah, but we also have a lot of CTs inside their area. It's going to be Apex actually finding Aimpine. That is a very important frag to get, but Natitag still in a good position here, so it's going to be waiting by the door. And it's also going to be able to find a frag. There are actually heroes that's going to be stealing that frag. 2 versus 1, however, looks still in favor for Billy. Apex is the only player remaining. He's going to be coming up from heaven, and they have the information about him being towards that area. And it's also going to be going down 6-1. It looks like we're going to be having a one-sided game here from Billy. But again, much like I said on Overpass, I think it could switch really quick when you jump over to the other side of the map.
Definitely agree. Yeah, I think we're going to see dominant CT sides from both teams here. ISO getting a lot of damage on that last previous round as well, but at this point, just Kevlar. They do have a hero AK. It looks like this. I hope they have a plan behind that AK buy. That being said, though, Contis goes down. I feel like it's a bit weird. They buy an AK and then don't try and trade with it, but maybe they do have a different plan that I just don't see. We do get a frag against main here. This should be an A wrap. Granted, a lot of their members are already low. A-Pow goes in, gonna take the bullet. Takes the bullet. Cucumber gets 2. That's a good start. Cucumber now alone. Having to deal with 2 players here. It's a rough setup to be in as the open higher. He does have the bomb, though. Could consider going down, but right now just appear to be waiting out. And this might turn into a stalemate.
Indeed. Migadu still stands tall here out towards heaven, just waiting to hear the bomb trying to go down. And I think Cucumber is actually going to be looking to get the first frag towards main here, because if he does, he could potentially go down towards B, kind of expecting where that CT is going to be coming in from as well. He goes in for the peek, he gets the frag, he goes down towards B, exactly as I mentioned. And Migadu is not being able to really figure that one out yet. Now he's starting his rotation. He's going to be down towards ramp. Cucumber, is he going to be able to get in position? No, he's actually going to be going down immediately. And that is the confidence that I've been talking about. ISO had it in the previous game, but now it's Billy. Even though it's a 1 versus 1 and you perhaps don't have lots of money, he still just goes down and show no mercy towards the terrorist, and that's going to give us the Brazil result as for now. But we still have to figure out what is going to be happening. So far, Billy has not won the first half. Might be that they're going to be able to do it now. Or maybe not, actually. Kant has been able to pick up an AWP now for ISO. Otherwise, it's been Cucumber, and it haven't really worked out as well. I think Aimpine on the AWP and Contis on the AWP is kind of 50-50 who is going to win that duel. Because it kind of feels like both of these two operas is actually very talented when it comes down to using that AWP for the best cost. But as for now, though, it is going to be an execute out towards yard, and it looks like it's actually going to be working out. No CTs having any sort of visuals out towards yard at this point. Kant is still waiting to see if somebody's going to be pushing out, but they do get down towards secret. And Kant is expecting that attack to push through that smoke, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Aimpine might be able to find a terrorist. Yes, he should. Yeah, not going to be any problems. Cucumber finds an entry towards the B side as well, though, however. So there is going to be a 4 versus 3. This time might be ISO actually starting to figure out how to play this game. And they're also going to be trying to go for the bomb plan here. The question is what Hunu is going to do. He's the one who's going to be the toughest one to face off against. And Heroes finds one as well. There's Heroes going down. Hunu's still in that position, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, he's actually up towards A. This is a free bomb plan.
It is indeed a free bomb plan. The question here, does Billy go for it? They have no money, and it appears that they won't. It appears that this will be just a save, maybe even going for exit frag. Good round by ISO. You touched on the AWPs, and I think it's important to point out how important those orbs, both on the CT side and on the Terror side, have been for this game. As you mentioned, you have Aimpoint just shutting down the entire terrorist aggressiveness in Yard with that orb, and Contis now making it work in the aggressive sense as well. Definitely think, as you mentioned, they're quite evenly skilled, and it appears so thus far. All seems to be a crucial and integral part of both teams at this point.
Yep, indeed. And that is going to be a second round on the board for ISO. They're going to be able to go for a full buy here. Once again, the question is what Bill is going to be doing. They do have an M4 and an AK to work with. Obviously, wants to put at least one of those weapons towards ramp, because then it doesn't really matter if they go towards yard or go down towards secret. They're still going to be able to have a rifle on the B site. Trying to figure out here. It looks like Huna's going to be the only one towards A, but Aimpoint's actually going to be playing in main, so both rifles towards A here. Meanwhile, we're going to be having to 5-7 actually on ramp, not even a scout. He's out towards yard, so interesting setup. I'm not sure if this is going to be working in favor for them. You should never say never, at least with Billy as well. They could be having a smart idea behind this.
Aimpoint here looking to get that fight with APOW, actually gets that that frag as well. That's another rifle that might be able to be picked up by the CT. I think it's a bit of a gamble stack, that one, where they hope to actually find that 1v1 in yard, and they do. But the terrorist now looking to take over the lower bomb site. Aimpoint getting the first one. It's an easy choke point to hold, and that's a lot of ISO players just all of a sudden dead. And Billy picks up the round very convincingly, I must add as well. Seems the gamble out to yard via the secret stair definitely paid off.
Yeah. Now that's what I was thinking, like putting that 5-7 towards ramp. Sure, the scout out towards yard I can fully understand, but at the same time I would have liked that rifle towards ramp. But as I mentioned, Billy did have some sort of an idea to do how they were going to be playing. Aimpoint decided to push secret, and it worked out really well. Now we've also seen Aimpoint picking up the AWP. And he looks like he's, is he playing inside A? It looks like it, yeah. So, no, actually, that's not Aimpoint, my bad. Number 4, out towards the garage. But let's see how this is going to be panning out, as there's going to be a first frag Cucumber, and Apex is actually going in favor for ISO here. Still needs to look for more, though. Here comes Huno and Heroes all together working as a great couple. And Heroes is going to be able to find Apex there as well, all down to Cucumber, and all of a sudden, again, we see ISO just losing members in a matter of seconds.
It's going to be quite a tricky retake here from Billy. I mean, they do have the manpower advantage, and Cucumber gets actually picked off there, does lose the duel as well and goes down. I do want to point out, I mentioned the A split quite a while ago, and I definitely think this round showcases that it is a viable strat. I think they got a bit unlucky on the push ISO. Especially with Billy having a member in a smoke, just waiting out and getting in a frag for it. So strong round by Billy by all means, but the A split is definitely a viable strat on Nuke, especially if you can manage to get into main without losing any players that are off in Garage, which they managed because they just smoked it off.
Yeah, indeed. Here we go with another buy from ISO. At what point, as an organization, should you start thinking that, you know what, we might be taking a pause, like we should be taking a pause? I know we talk a lot about it, not only when I'm being casted with you, but also with Kron and myself. Like, I don't understand how pauses is not to be used. Like, I don't understand that. I think when I played the most myself, whenever it started to go bad, you lost 4 rounds, like that is even little. Like 4 rounds, you can still be figuring out what to do. It's not too many rounds, but like we took a pause at 4 rounds and started thinking like, okay, so how do we split this up? How do we start thinking in a different way, where they're weak, where they're strong, who do we need to watch out for, and what is lockdown, where is it possible for us to actually go for an execute? And that mostly worked out for us. But when you're an organization like ISO now, under 92, I think it's a little 50-50, you know that the CTs are probably going to be having more rounds in the first half. You're going to be jumping CT later on. You're still going to be able to play your CT side, so to speak. But at the same time, I think you as a team as well would like to have more than 2 rounds on a T side of Nuke.
I definitely think 2 rounds on Nuke on Terror side is a very weak half, and I agree with the timeout. And a bit of a curious fact there is that the previous game that we casted, which was also ISO, there they did take a pause. Granted, that was on the CT side, but that was a fairly quick pause after they started losing a round or two. So I don't understand why they haven't done in this game, and I think you're definitely right. Punt is now just absolutely packing up the team into the backpack and carrying them, or at least attempting to carry them. That's a 3v2. ISO going to be trying to get another round on the board. But yeah, timeouts, so underrated. They're good for just gathering your thoughts. They're good for making a general plan, and also maybe just even resetting the enemy team for a bit, making sure that their momentum doesn't get too far out of hand. Conti's absolutely insane this round, getting the 3rd frag. What a round to get a hat-trick on. I think that's really impressive. And Cucumber gets the last frag into main here. That's 10-3. I mentioned it in the previous game. 10-5. That's a fairly decent halftime scoreline. 11-4. Definitely in the advantage of CT, but still doable. But ISO definitely do need more than 3 rounds.
It's going to be tough as well in Sanity. Now they're going to be going for the double up setup, which means that we're going to be having one AWP towards ramp. That is also a very, very dangerous area to face off against an AWP. Here we go. Who knew? Actually go with aggressive, being able to find the first one. It's going to be going for a second as well. Perhaps, no. It's not going to be going aggressive enough. Apex still going to be holding on. Is a little bit afraid there's actually going to be that CT pushing in once again. But that early frag is actually going to give Billy the upper hand here once again, especially with Aimpine holding towards Yard with that AWP. Has been very consistent as well. Same goes now. Interestingly enough, it's Migi to Migi picking up the AWP there towards ramp. So now, however, it looks like it's going to be Aimpine together with Nada Tank that is going to be doing the most here.
See the push coming in here, and the great frags by ISO so far. Loses 1, loses 2. That's a 2v2, 2 AKs was an AK and a rifle. No, an opener rifle. So definitely a bit of a weird situation here. Miggy going heaven. Trying to find an entry from heaven can be really risky because it's an angle that's very often held. And ISO now going for the plant. It's going to white swing. No, it doesn't actually white swing heaven. Natty coming up from vent here. That might be a very unknown position. Could be a good advantage. Actually, opting to check door might even go through mini. But if you do, then that's right into the eyes of Apex, and Apex just picks it up as well. That leaves it all with Miggity with the AWP, and that's not a good tool for retakes. And yeah, 4th round on ISO. That is what they need. And money is absolutely shambles on Billy. ISO looking to hunt for that 5th round. That is so crucial on a map such as Nuke.
Yeah, indeed. And I was actually about to say it in the previous round that either Billy has to go for a really confident buy, like we're going to be able to win this round. There's not going to be any problems. We're going to be able to keep most of the weapons for the next upcoming round as well. Otherwise, they have to go for some sort of a half buy just to make sure that they're going to be able to afford this next round. But it looked like from the previous, they went for double op, they went for an SMG, I think 2 rifles or something like that. That was their force buy. So this one is definitely going to be a rougher one for Billy to try to use anything of it. And especially since we do see ISO actually getting the momentum up on their side, it's definitely going to be tougher for Billy, and we should be expecting a 5th round on the board here for ISO. Here we go with Contest. Reacts in time again. It's been a beast the past couple of rounds, so not going to be any problems for him to try to figure out the frags. But here is Migi to Migi, and he does manage to find a frag there on Contest. Picks up the AWP as well. However, 2 versus 4, actually 1 versus 4 as Heroes decides to go aggressive without his teammate. It's going to be tough. Migi to Migi just find 1. Now, however, 1 on 3, and they do have the information where this CT is going to be coming in from. Cucumber holding this very awkward angle. Auto pushing up from behind, not going to be any problems. 10-5, exactly like you wanted it. It's a fairly decent half coming in from ISO. Meanwhile, though, I do have something to tell you guys about that. We do have a giveaway going on right now with Cool and Master, where you can win this beautiful Master Liquid ML 240L V2 RGB by going into our Facebook page. Type !contest, follow the link, and fill in the blank. Air is silver, water is gold, but cooling with blank might be a bit too bold. Make sure to do that, and you do have a great opportunity to pick this beautiful Master Liquid ML 240L V2 RGB at home.
Indeed, indeed. Looks like it's going to be a lobby control thus far in the round for Billy here. Looks like they actually want to exit door. Just runs into the crosshairs of Cucumber. Actually gets taken down. Cucumber, this is going to be a lot of pressure. Once you even goes for the reload, that's a bad timing. A-Power with the dualies in mini. Gets the first frag. Terrorist already out on site, looking to get the frag on Heaven as well. A lot of control here for Billy, but Bomb's yet not under control. A lot of frags coming in as well. Otto gets taken down in the lobby. Good round by Billy. I looked very unfortunate in the start. They hit a nice timing with a reload on door and simply just walls over ISO. Definitely not the start ISO was hoping for this half.
Definitely not. I mean, they also had the momentum from the T side, but it's such a different way to play when you're on the T side and CT side on a map like Nuke. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see what ISO is going to be coming up with here. Obviously goes into somewhat of an offensive positions here towards A at least. We still, however, have Otto holding ramp, just getting information. Same goes with Contis on the scout towards Yard. But other than that, they are getting ready here to for an A push, but I don't think that's going to be the case. They're actually going to be heading out towards Yard instead, smoking off Garage, smoking off Main, flashing now as well. Let's see, there is the flash. Is there a smoke on Main? Yeah, there it is. Actually, that's not a smoke on Main. Contis goes out with the scout face and instant headshot. And that's going to be Aimpine going down. Mega does find a trade, however, once again 4 versus 4, but it's still in favor for Billy as they do have the 2 Galils and the 2 AKs.
Another trade is coming out here. ISO definitely doing some damage. It's gonna come down to this A push. Otto with the good flank here gets a lot of info. Tries with the trigger control, actually gets taken down by it. Bit unfortunate there. With a lot of information, however, ISO probably expecting this to be an A push, but row the bomb is going lowest, and that is gonna make the retake very tricky. They do have a Galil to work with here. No kit, so this has to be quick take as well. This is going to be rough for ISO. Apex already going up towards double. Window checking it. Not a lot of info here. Cucumber finds 1 frag. All down to Apex now. Does have a smoke. Do not have a kit. And goes down to Heroes. And that is 12 on the board for Billy. Such an amazing start for their half.
Indeed. It's gonna be interesting just to try to figure out what we're gonna be seeing here for most of the parts, obviously. Billy again has been able to go for the full buy here. Uno does find the entry. It's gonna be Otto going down. Natty Tank now also gonna be able to find Apo. Once again, just pistols here for ISO, and I got it like again. Insanity. I'm not sure why there is no pauses coming out. I mean, sure, it's just started there a second half, but at the same time, it surely doesn't look like they're gonna be having any sort of plan to try to take down Billy. Like, no concrete plan.
I think a timeout should have been called, but it might be called before the next round. However, ISO doing a lot of damage there, picking up 3 frags. If they're able to get some rifles here, that could play some effect here. Does get a Galil, not an AK. Bomb, though, is very far from the terrorist players, and unfortunately, it does not appear that ISO has that info. Aimpine probably going to be the one, or Heroes actually going to be the one looking for that bomb. Also takes down Cucumber. Contis might expect something to be wrong now, but does get taken down by Aimpine. That's a 13-5 score line so far, and this is definitely a good place. If you have any doubts, this is where you should definitely take a timeout. Collect yourself, formulate a plan. But looks like we're just going to be going straight into it. ISO with the open contest, definitely going to have to work. He was really away towards the latter end of that half. So hopefully he can start picking up some players.
Indeed. It's going to be tough here. Trying to see what is happening. Cucumber is just waiting out towards Yard at this point. Aimpine. It's actually going to be a push happening inside. Here goes Cucumber. Apex. 2 versus 3. It looks in favor for ISO actually being able to defend against Billy at this point. Not sure if that was something yeah, there we go. 6 rounds on the board here for ISO. And they are definitely going to be able to go for yet another buy. Perhaps not the best ones, but they're going to be facing off against pistols mostly here, or eco. Yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be capable of doing here.
Solid round from ISO there, and I think if they can set up a a really good defense. This is where Billy might try to get a bit frustrated as a mix, and Conti's even getting that initial frag. Important to note also on a map like Nuke, you don't necessarily need an M4 to make a lot of impact. Playing on top of Mini with a SMG or even a shotgun can be mighty effective, even as well ramp. So I mean, we always talk about the importance of the economy of the CT side, but on Nuke, you can get away with a lot weaker guns than you normally can on aim-heavy maps. We see a lot of trades going in. ISO losing one player. This is just around where they need to survive, and they do. Only losing a PAL. That's more than good enough. Should be able to buy off very comfortably. And looks like it might be still another eco or low buy from Billy. They are very low on cash.
Indeed, 13-7. And as you can see, it's just going to be pistols. So I'm actually going to take this opportunity just real quick and go get some water if that's okay with you. Since it's mostly just pistols here for Billy.
Yeah, we'll do. And we do see aggressive from Billy trying to get some damage done. And they don't really get a lot of damage. They do take down auto, but more than that, it's only an M4. ISO